CBDC. And the reason for that is simple. If two exist, people are going to naturally flow to Bitcoin. So the only way that you're going to get a CBDC system to work, kind of work, not really, is to coerce people into using a CBDC. So you can't have both. Like, it doesn't make sense. And if you guys want to see a real-life example of that, take a look at what happened in Nigeria. They're one of the first countries to completely roll out a CBDC. It's called the e-Naira. Completely bombed, very low adoption. Why? As much as they talk about efficiency of payments, blah, 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 it's because it didn't fix the fundamental reason as to why people seek an alternative in the first place. And that reason is inflation. That reason is currency debasement. So you can't have a pro-Bitcoin and pro-CBDC candidate. That is a LARP, right? So right now in this election, the 2024 presidential election in the United States, you have two candidates. You have three candidates. You have RFK Jr., you have Donald Trump, anti-CBDC. You have the other candidate on the other side, Joe Biden, which is anti-Bitcoin, pro-CBDC. That is what's on the ballot. Don't care about all the other issues. We called it on Friday. We said they were LARPing. And you know what? In the dead of night, for anyone who's not in media and is not aware of this tactic, I highlighted it to Opti, and Opti has never been able to unsee it ever since. When you want a story to die, and when you don't want a story to get attention, the government or the media, what they'll do is that they'll release the story at 3, 4, 5, 6 p.m. on Friday. They get away with it because they said, that was a work day, that wasn't a weekend. But the story dies over the weekend as people unplug from work. People are most interested in the news cycle between, giving you a little bit of inside baseball, between Monday and Thursday. That's really when they care. They're at work, they kind of want to unplug, they want to see what's going on. Friday, after Saturday, Sunday, they unplug, they don't really care anymore. They announced this on Friday night. That is not a coincidence. And what is this talking about? This is talking about President Biden vetoes bill that would allow highly regulated financial firms to custody Bitcoin. It goes on to say, I'm returning herewith without my approval of HJ Resolution 109, a resolution that would disapprove of the SEC's staff accounting bulletin. What is that accounting bulletin? Well, it would allow highly regulated financial firms to custody Bitcoin. Now, why wouldn't they want that? Well, as soon as those firms start to benefit from number go up technology, all of a sudden those bonds, those treasury bills don't look as attractive, and all of a sudden, guess what happens? People start seeking alternatives to government money, to the government system. That is how they're in power. That's their source of power. Their source of power is the control on money and their ability to create money for free that everyone else has to work for. Now, they continue to say my administration is eager to work with Congress to ensure a comprehensive, balanced regulatory framework for digital assets, building on existing authorities, which will promote the responsible development of digital assets and payment innovation and help reinforce the United States leadership in the global financial system. You know what? I call utter bullshit, because you know what is irresponsible? What's irresponsible is like printing 40% of the historic money supply in a year. You know what is irresponsible? Literally all this fiscal spending that we cannot afford, therefore pushing asset prices through the roof. Therefore, if you're a millennial, if you're a Zoomer, you cannot afford a house. You're outpriced of the housing market. Completely. You can't afford groceries. You can't afford to get by. You guys have all seen those viral TikTok videos of like, I work 2 jobs, I don't understand, I don't get what's going on, I still can't pay everything. And then they're telling you to your face, hey, Thanksgiving has actually gotten cheaper this year. So you can't take responsibility for their actions. They're not responsible themselves, even though they have the power of the money printer. And they're not even using the power of the money printer to benefit Americans or benefit their citizens. They're sending all that money overseas to fund foreign wars. So when they're trying to dictate to me about all this responsibility and balanced regulatory framework, that is a complete and utter That is a complete and utter LARP. That is gaslighting to its finest. You guys don't give a shit about any of this. You guys care about one thing and one thing only. The power to create money for free that the rest of us peasants, because that's the way that you guys look at us, have to work for. Right? So that's what the Biden administration is currently, that's their stance on this. On the other side, like we said on Friday, you had RFK and Trump that are completely on the other side. I think even RFK went out to say that, he would consider backing parts of the U.S. dollar with Bitcoin. And also, crazy news, I think this came out yesterday, Trump breaks ground as first president to allow Bitcoin lightning donations for campaigns. That's right, you can now donate to a presidential candidate using the Lightning Network. So I don't know about you guys, man, but look, I'm tired of the LARPing. I'm tired of the grandstanding, hiding behind the coattails of all this legitimacy and the emblem. And look, we're the Federal Reserve. We know what's best. There's going to be no inflation. I'm tired of the bullshit. No banker went to jail for 2008. Why is Ross Ulbricht gone? Like, they don't know what happened to it during the audit, during the accounting. Right? But then at the same time, they're trying to pass bills where like every $600 transaction needs to be accounted for. So it's like, the issue aren't the laws themselves. The issue is that clearly this is a two-tier system. If you're on the side of the elites, you play by a different set of rules that the rest of us, the way they see us, the rest of us deplorables, the rest of us peasants, are expected to play by. Bitcoin is the protest to it. It's the revolution. That's why they don't like it. That's why they're trying to shut it down. Because they can't have that. You can't control people if they're no longer using your money. Right? You can't control people if they're no longer consuming your information. And this is what it's about. This is why we call this a peaceful revolution, because that's fundamentally what it is. So anyways, it's crazy that Bitcoin's on the ballot. It's rules for thee, but not for me. Don't believe in the gaslighting. Don't believe in the bullshit. Now they're interested. No. Don't pay attention to what they say. Pay attention to what they do. As long as they're voting for central bank digital currencies, they're by definition against Bitcoin. And that's what I'm paying attention to. Anyways, I'm going to pass it on to Opti and then Anders.
You mean Pretty Boy?
Nova.
Yes, exactly. I know I look ugly on stream, but you guys haven't seen me in person. No, anyways. Look, guys, I haven't voted since 2008, and I felt like I got scammed. And I honestly felt like I was never going to vote, or rather, I planned to probably never vote again. But I think it is becoming very important, at least at this point. I know voting's political theater and all that stuff, but hey, the way the system's set up, the way I see things right now, it's like we say all the time, it's Bitcoin or slavery. One politician's being actively against Bitcoin, and one is seemingly at least saying he is pro-Bitcoin. And so since Bitcoin is on the ballot, and even freeing Ross Ulbricht seems to be on the ballot, I might actually vote this year. But as the classic meme goes, don't believe what they say, watch what they do. And we're seeing more and more receipts onto what is happening, and the Biden administration is 100% against Bitcoin. They may have, shifted the tide a little bit, shifted the rhetoric a little bit, and approved the ETF, gone full degen, and now they come back and they're like, yeah, banks can't custody Bitcoin. And personally, I don't really care whether banks custody Bitcoin. This is about you, the individual, custodying your own Bitcoin. But if they keep fighting Bitcoin in all of its various alterations or various tentacles that it's starting to manifest into traditional finance, then it's becoming very clear that they obviously don't like Bitcoin. And of course, I don't care about banks custody Bitcoin. Of course, that's going to happen eventually. I just would much rather find myself in a position where we at the very least potentially get 4 years of cover so that we can continue to build out the Bitcoin network and build on the Bitcoin adoption. But hey, it is what it is here. We are just seeing very clearly that one is at least talking favorably in our direction and one is actively fighting us. And I'm really reminded of a tweet that I put out. I think it's very nasty when the slaves fight for their masters investors, and this is an election year, so things are going to get even crazier. But with all that being said, the Biden administration is going full accelerationist against Bitcoin. I don't know, like I'm kind of torn up here. You know, part of me as the reigning tinfoil hat person on Simply Bitcoin. I'm like, let them fight Bitcoin. Let's accelerate this. This is going to be great. At the very end of the day, Bitcoin will win. And then on the other side, it's kind of something that we've been talking about here a lot. Is like, hey, four years of cover would be I think it'd be a lot better if we weren't all being thrown into the gulags. So, I don't know. It's becoming very interesting here. But as I say all the time, the only vote that matters is with your pocketbook and with your feet, and I don't want to leave America, so I vote with my feet. So you need to continue to stack sats, continue to defund the state, make sure that you are taking as much of your purchasing power, as much as your work and labor and time out of the fiat system and putting it into Bitcoin, and that's how we win, and make sure that you are continually having these conversations with your friends and family and hopefully waking them up, because it's going to get nasty. Yeah, I'm very convinced it's going to get even nastier. And of course, Bitcoin protects us, Bitcoin fixes this, but hey, I'd much rather have at least seemingly having some cover by the Great Leviathan, saying that Bitcoin is good versus actively fighting us. But at the very end of the day, the good guys will win, Bitcoin's going to win, so just keep stacking.
Dude, I gotta, before I pass it on to Anders, and by the way, shout out to the 1,400 of you guys watching live between YouTube, Rumble, and X. If you guys are enjoying the show, make sure to smash that like button. Really helps the algos. I gotta read this comment. Man, so the Friday's episode was really interesting because we went more into detail in regards to this topic, and we went completely outside of the Overton window. And we just, guys, check out the episode if you're interested, because there's things that we normally wouldn't say on a regular Simply Bitcoin episode. But I'm checking out the Rumble comments, and that was the best performing episode on Rumble in a while, Opti. Which is absolutely hilarious. But just gonna read some of these. Best eco monologue ever. This is the war room of Bitcoin. It will grow, morph as needed, thrive. Love you guys. You know, and just more. There will be more comments that I can't say on YouTube.